everybody. My name is Lauren. I work with the Loveland Public Library, and today we're going to be watching a video. This is a time lapse of drawing on the library Surface Pro in Photoshop. So you can see it's starting pretty fast. This is going to be a drawing that's related to our summer learning program this year, so it's pretty great. You can kind of see here that red layer I just drew is actually the first sketch layer. This layer that I'm drawing now in blue, this is a secondary sketch layer. So this is where I'm going to be putting in more of the details of the drawing, and we'll see as I progress how that drawing will come out. I'm trying to draw a friendly dragon here, so we'll see how that goes. The Surface Pro is a great tool to work with, and I'm really excited for when we'll have the opportunity to have that tool available to the public. It's a really flexible drawing surface. It's just very, very sensitive, very easy to work with. It's very intuitive and natural. So I've really enjoyed being able to work with it. This is just kind of a demonstration both of Photoshop and of the drawing capabilities of this computer. Alright, so we can see I'm getting pretty close to finishing the sketch layer here. I thought it needed a little bit more pizzazz to it, so added these little thought bubbles here so we can see what the dragon and the kid are thinking about. Alright, so here in black I'm starting the final line layer. This is where I'm going to lay down the lines for the rest of the drawing. And this will be what you'll see in the final version of the drawing. I make a lot of edits as I go along though. Like you can see I didn't include the tongue in the final part there because I thought it would look too much like the dragon wanted to eat the child. And that wasn't really the vibe I was going for with this drawing. Dragon's expression was probably the hardest part of this drawing for me, making sure that it looked happy and sleepy and not like it wanted to eat children. Now you can see that I'm closing and opening different layers as I go along. People who've used digital art software in the past might be kind of familiar with that, being able to switch back and forth between layers. But if you're not familiar with it, you can see kind of at the lower right hand side, it has the different layers, and those layers are different surfaces within the program that you can draw on. So you can color in, for example, I put the pink and the yellow on 2 different layers. So if I make a mistake in the yellow, I'm not messing up the pink at the same time. So I don't have to erase and start from the beginning every time I need to make an edit to a given layer. You might be able to hear my coworker in the background too. That's one of the great things about digital art, is that it really gives you a lot more flexibility with being able to make mistakes and then come back and edit those mistakes. And there are a lot of amazing physical or non-digital drawing formats as well, where you can easily correct mistakes too, but I just really enjoy working with digital art for that reason, because I make a lot of mistakes. So the colors I chose for the drawing are based on a couple of different things. The pink dragon is actually based on something that my amazing coworker is creating for our summer learning program this year. And hopefully you'll get to see more of that soon. The boys' color palette is actually based on last year's summer reading program, which was an amazing space-themed program. And we had a boy with blue hair in that too, so it was fun getting to pick out colors that would go well together for this picture. And you can see here, this is one of the reasons, as I mentioned, that I love digital art. I made a mistake there. I drew colors on the wrong layer, so I was just copying and pasting that coloring I had done to make sure that it was then going to be on the right layer. I try to keep things organized. Sometimes it works. There we go. Alright, so I pretty much have all of the flat colors in place at this point, so I believe from here I'm going to start doing some of the shading. And I am in no way a professional artist, so a lot of this shading, this isn't a very technical process. I definitely don't have the best experience with, being able to do that sort of perfect shading, but I like to apply shading anyways, because I think it makes the art, the character, look a little bit more deep, a little bit more 3D. So even if it's not perfect, I like to be able to add it in. So yeah, you can see adding in some of that depth to the picture. Going back and forth on whether I wanted to keep the different shading in there. Adding in some scales here. Very low detail, but I think it still gives the suggestion of scales. Alright, and here I kind of decided I wanted it to look like kind of a comforting, like warm lighting, like reading by the fireplace sort of lighting. So I added sort of a shade to the whole picture, and now I'm erasing some of that shade to give the impression that the characters are lit up just at the edges. Now here I think I'm going to be adding some like warm orange lighting to the edge to, yeah, just give it that kind of warmer feeling. Add a little bit more shading, and that should pretty much be it. Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really enjoyed doing this picture, and I'm really glad I got to share this with you. I hope someday soon we'll be able to let you use this amazing tool, the Surface Pro. It's been just an absolute pleasure to work with, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.